Introducing wine. Wine is one of the oldest products that man has ever made, and it is believed that the first signs of wine being made dates back to as far as 6000 BC. This means man has been making wine for roughly 8,000 years. Not only is wine old and mysterious, but it is also wonderful to taste, rich to smell, and gorgeous to look at. It is something that is covered in romance and is now one of the main features of meals and food. But wine is also moving with the times. Some wineries prefer to bottle their wines using screw caps instead of corks these days. The benefits of this are that they are much easier to open, as you don't need a bottle opener, there is no risk of the cork breaking, and it removes the risk of cork taint, which is a disease that only affects cork and that gives wine a moldy, musty smell. Some people mistakenly think that screw cap wines are of a lower quality compared to wines sealed with corks. This is not the case. How a wine is sealed has nothing to do with the wonderful liquid inside. Wine is what friends drink together and can be enjoyed with a multitude of occasions. It is one of the most important and interesting things that you will ever see behind your bar, and you are bound to love this journey of learning about wine. In this lesson, we will take a look at how wine is made, followed by why it is such a complex drink. Let's begin with how wine is made. Wine is an incredibly complex drink that takes lots of effort and years to make. So here are the basic steps in making wine. Step 1. Grapes are taken off the vine and transported in small containers to what are known as sorting tables. Step 2. On the sorting table, any damaged, unripe or moldy grapes are removed, along with any debris. Debris includes things such as sticks, leaves, or small stones. Step 3. The leftover grapes are then moved along a conveyor belt into a crusher where they are crushed. What is left from this process are the skins of the grape and what is known as grape must. Step 4. The grape must and skins are then pumped into a fermenting vat. These vats are usually made of concrete, oak, or stainless steel, and it is in them that yeast begins to ferment, alcohol levels rise, sugar levels decline, and carbon dioxide is released. Step 5. Once fermentation is complete, the wine is transferred to small oak barrels. And finally, step 6. The wine is then stored in barrels for roughly 18 months. During this time, evaporation takes place, and this is known by winemakers around the world as the angels drinking their share. Next, let's talk about wine and complexity. To begin with, there are hundreds of different types of grapes that can be used to make wine. Each different grape brings its own flavors, aromas, and colors, which all result in very different wines at the end of the winemaking process. Wines can also be widely varied according to where the wine is from in the world. For example, a Cabernet Sauvignon made in the cool climates of New Zealand will be very different in style and flavor to a Cabernet Sauvignon made in the warm climates of South Africa. Everything from the soil, the wind, the sun, the rainfall, the temperature, and even the altitude and slope of the vineyards play a huge role in the taste, quality, and flavor of the wine. When it comes to wine and food together, another entire level of complexity is added. Take a few seconds to see if you can write down what pairing is. Pairing is when a drink has flavors which complement or work well alongside the flavors of food. It is through pairing certain wines with certain foods that the flavors can work perfectly together, creating an amazing experience for your guests. Now that we understand how wine is made and why it is such a complex drink, let's move on to the next lesson where we'll be learning about the different categories of wine.